Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining me. This is your host, ID Jester. We're going to be playing Napoleon, designed by Raicer, produced by GMT Games. We just did an unboxing of this game a couple hours ago. Got it out, got everything put into card sleeves, separated, and I believe we kind of understand the rules. We say that with all the confidence in the world until we flip over the first card and we don't know what to do. But with that said, this is our first learning game. So if we make mistakes, leave comments down below. If we forgot to do something, we do something wrong, whatever, so we can do this better the second or the third time, or maybe even the fourth time. We'll see. We're really excited about this. This is a great design, great designer, great game company, and you put all those great components together, you should have a great game. I don't know. I've never played it, but it seems pretty cool to me. How many games where you get to relive and experience what another person experienced throughout their life? That's what we're going to be doing with Napoleon, where basically this is a solitaire-only game where you will learn and experience the events that happened throughout Napoleon's life that altered him, and you will have to use your cunning and strategy and political and economic and experience to overcome those obstacles. Napoleon by Raicer. You can find out more information on the GMT website. This was just P500, so it just was released. I think January 3rd they started shipping. I got mine today, 20 days later for some reason, because they hate me over there for some reason at GMT. I'm not sure why. Anyways, we're going to give it a whirl. We're going to give it our best. We're going to give it a bestest shot that we can. And I even sleeve the cards because I think Rough Swordsman would have a cow if he saw these cards and said, Jester, how can you play with these cards and not have them sleeved? So just for you, Rough, I sleeved my cards because I didn't want him having a cow. All right, let's get to it. Here we are with our major board again, and what I'm going to do is just put that up in the corner up there. There we go. Big board, I know. I don't like it either, but nothing I can do about it. What you guys can't see, I'm going to tip up so you guys can see, there is a huge stack of other cards. There's a huge stack of other cards up there. What are those cards, Jester? Well, that's a great question. I'm glad you asked. There are a bunch of what they're calling divider cards, which basically separate the game into different aspects. And when that aspect is fulfilled, then those cards are added to the deck. For example, when the year becomes 1796, you're going to take all the cards in the 1796 and add them to your draw deck. So you're going to separate all of the cards that go with that separator card. For us, to set the game up, we're going to be using this one, the CMD. We're basically going to take cards 1 to 34, and we're going to create a deck of them, and then we're going to place out 3 cards. We're going to place out card number 18, which is this card right here. Card number 18 is Napoleon Commander. It is card number 18. You will see on the back it says, place face down in the Napoleon box. There's the Napoleon box. During the CMD setup. And then we're going to get +1 A per year. A is administrative points. And then we can turn this card face up when, at the end of any campaign or expedition, if you have 5 or more G, which is your glory. So we're trying to get enough glory for us to become General Bonaparte as opposed to Commander Bonaparte. And if we do get 5 or more glory, we can become a general, and then we're going to get 2 administrative points every year. So that's going to go there. The next card we're going to be putting out is card number 22. This card here is Bonaparte leans. This is his Napoleon actually leading his troops into battle, and is going to give a ongoing die roll modifier for combat results. You will notice, though, if you roll a 1 or 2, Napoleon is killed and the game ends. So this card should not be used lightly. There is a chance that if you use this card, Napoleon will be dead at the end of the battle, and game will end. Napoleon will actually take a wound, and then there's a no effect. Now, with that said, there is a mechanic in the game called Napoleon's Luck. This will allow you to re-roll a die in an emergency situation. You can only use it 1 time every year, so if you use it at the wrong time and you don't have it available when you play this card, sorry about your luck. Next up is card number 23. We're just following along in these directions here. Card number 23 is this card. This is a commander card. It's also placed face down in the strategy and tactics during the CMD setup. And we can turn this face up by Topographical Bureau, card number 32. So this card will stay face down over here in the strategy and tactics box, which, let's see if we can position the camera a little bit better. There we go. So those cards will stay there. We're going to have campaign modifiers. We're going to have campaigns. We're going to have commanders. This is going to be a whole process here. This is going to be kind of your assistants and people that are going to be helping you and advising you. This is going to be for us and our political allies. And then this is for our family. And then all of this, kind of the blue areas out here, is the different countries that we're going to have to deal with. And of course, our diplomacy track there. Alright, so we just followed along our CMD card. Pretty easy, pretty smooth sailing there. We're just going to get cards 1 to 34. We're going to place those 3 cards out. And that is all we have to do for setup. Right? That's all we have to do for setup. That's not true. That's not true. That's all we have to do with cards for setup. You have to separate each of the different groups into their own special piles. There are 10 different piles that you need to separate things into. And then you're going to take your command points, your political points, your administrative points. Administrative points goes on 3. Everything else starts at 0. The year starts at 1793. We have our SOP marker here. We got Napoleon's luck marker there. I have pulled out this card. Ooh, this little token. Not a card. This is a token that says +1A, because that's what that card gives us. And if I have that token on there, hopefully it'll remind me as I look over there, oh yes, that card gives me +1A. That's what those tokens are for. All these tokens are kind of just, this is just placeholder. Alright, then we can just put this card aside wherever, it doesn't matter. And we're going to shuffle up the other 31 cards. I believe there are 31 cards left in this deck, because 3 of them are out on the board. And then we are ready to rock and roll. I should mention, this is the D10 that comes in the game. I am not a big fan of this D10 at all. So I've replaced it with my own D10, which is this one, this will be the one I officially use. It is also a 0, not a 10. So when we roll a 0, it represents a 10, as you can see. So this is a 1 to 10 sided dice, and the 10 is a 10. But this die, not a big fan. So that die will get put aside. Okay. So, was there anything else that we need to do? I don't think so. We're shuffling this deck up really good because it's the first time we ever went through this game, so we want to make sure we got a nice randomization of all the cards here. I don't want you guys thinking there's any shenanigans going on or anything crazy. Alright, here we go. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Here we go. How many of you got your I, Napoleon already? How many? Raise your hands out there if you got this game and you came here to watch me play it so you can learn how to play this game. How many of you? I bet you have quite a few of you. Alright, well that's what we do here on the channel. We play the games so you know how to play them. We show you guys lots of different games. I can't honestly 100% say that we're going to play this perfectly. I have a really good idea of how to play this game. We do have our rule booklet here. Hopefully we will not have to delve into the rule booklet too often. Are we going to forget some rules? Are we going to forget to remove certain cards? Yes, we absolutely will. I'm going to tell you that right now. So, are we going to play perfectly? No. But we're going to try our best, and that's all we can do. The main thing is you understand the concepts of what we're doing here. What we're doing is we have this deck of cards. That is our events, advisors, and campaigns and things that we're going to be dealing with every year. We're going to be going and drawing cards down this track. And as we get to certain spots on this track, we're going to roll a die to see if we get to keep going down the list. We're going to draw anywhere between 5 and 12 cards every year. 5 to 12 cards. Some of the cards are going to be good. Some of the cards are going to be bad. Some of the cards are going to go in certain boxes. Some of them are going to give you modifiers. Some are going to give you things to do. Some are going to give you bad events. Some are going to give you good events. It's all random. And as things progress through the game, you're going to be adding that huge stack of cards that you have separated. Once Napoleon has become once he has become I'm going to get the terminology down right. I know that. Once he has become what's it called? There are first consul. So there are 3 main eras that you're going to be playing through with Napoleon. We're going to start with the commander deck, where he starts as a commander, he becomes a general, and then from there we're going to add the first consul deck. There is a huge stack of whose cards. Once that happens, there's like Look at that stack of cards when he becomes first consul. So when he becomes first consul, you're going to be adding a massive amount of cards into the deck. Eventually, if everything goes well, he will become Emperor of France. And when that happens, you're going to be adding in like 150 cards. All these are going to be new events and new kinds of things that are going to happen throughout his life. Good, bad, and everything in between. There's going to be other times where you're going to be adding in more cards based upon, like in this situation, if it turns to 1796. So when 1796 happens, we're going to take these cards and add them. When card number 29 gets played, these cards get added. When 1807 happens, 1809 happens, 1810 happens, 1814 happens, and abdication happens. These will, all these different stacks of cards, which you will be separating based upon your card numbers that go into that group, based upon your divider card, which we talked about. Right, so you're going to have these stacks ready to go. So we've got our stack, which is our default CMD stack. We're shuffling these up, and we are ready to rock and roll. So the basic premise, again, what we were talking about is we're going to be leading Napoleon through his commander deck, eventually, hopefully, earning enough resource points and glory points to move into first consul. We're going to add a bunch of cards in there, and then again, hopefully progressing, earning more points and doing good things and getting glory points so we can add in the Emperor deck, which is going to add in cards numbered 111 to 222. That's 111 cards in itself. And then hopefully get through the Emperor and do well and get, as they talk about in the game. Napoleon is a solitaire, card-driven role-playing game that puts you in the boots of one of the most famous figures in history, Napoleon Bonaparte, as he rises from artillery officer in the army of the Revolutionary France to general, first consul of life and family, emperor, and Napoleon I. And then, having become the conqueror of Europe, he suffered a fall as dramatic as his rise, ending in life in exile in the island of St. Helena, far from the victorious battlefields of his career. In I, Napoleon, you will have to manage all the facets of Bonaparte's life. Warrior, politician, diplomat, husband, and lover. You will fall to an enemy bullet or be arrested or executed by the revolutionary government. Become a footnote in history, or you may die on the throne, master of Europe, with a son and heir exceeding even the accomplishments of everything Napoleon did in history. Every time you play, you will face new challenges and decisions as you explore the multitude of roads the life of Napoleon will take. All right, so there is kind of an overview of what we're trying to do. Now, let's get to it and show you what we're doing. All right, so we have this little token here. This is the SOP, the sequence of play. So normally you start with the year setup phase, but in year one, you ignore it. We go to the card deck phase. Well, guess what? In the first turn, you ignore it. So we go immediately to the card action phase. So there are two main phases of the game, and that is going to be your card action phase, where we're going to be dealing with the cards, putting cards on the table and doing all that stuff. And the second thing is going to be your campaign resolution phase. That's dealing with your campaign, with your advisors, your modifiers, and your strategy and tactics that you're going to be using to try and complete your campaign, because that's the best way to earn your glory. So those are your two main phases, is dealing with these cards and putting the cards in the different locations and then activating your campaign. Those are the two things you're going to be spending most of your time doing. So, card action phase. Here we go. Again, I hate to do it, but I'm going to shuffle this one more time. Now, with that said, there is a space on the board where you're supposed to keep these cards right here. I don't have room for that right there, to be honest, because my mouse that I use is located inches from there. So what I'm going to be doing is using it and putting it right there and drawing cards, and then I will show you what the card is. Okay. Here we go. I, Napoleon. If we die in the first card, I swear to God. I swear to God. Alright, here we go. It's shuffled. It is well shuffled. Alright. Boom. Let's go. We're drawing a card, and it is this one. Sidelined. Immediate effect. So, the most important thing in this, one of the most important things when you look at the cards, is you determine whether or not it has a I'm going to get the terminology correct again, so hang on a second. It has a mandatory effect or not. So does this card have a mandatory effect? When revealed, must. So if it says must, then it's a mandatory effect. You have to go down the mandatory effect charts. In this case, we simply must -1 piece. So we lose a political point. Well, guess what? We have 0 political points. This is a great time for this card to come out because, yeah, it didn't affect us. Then remove this card from play. That's it. So it was sidelined us. We got sidelined by some, event that happened. We were out of action for a little while. And so we lost a political point because people just forgot about us. It also reminds you down here that if this card is still in the deck in 1796, you remove it. Or it's also removed anytime it's played. So this card would force us to lose a political point. We don't have any political points, so it doesn't matter. But that is a card. This is now out of the game. There is a discard pile, and then there is out of the game. I'm going to put this out of the game. And where am I going to keep the out of the game pile, you might ask? That is a great question. Because I don't want to get it confused. I'm going to put it back in the box. Look at that. Back in the box it goes. Great. So that's one card. We've done one thing. So when we're done with our card, we move this up. Does this now number on our track have a dice roll modifier that we need to roll? No. You don't have to do that until you get to number 6. So we're going to draw 5 cards. So card number 2 is this card. Boom. Topographical bureaucrat. Immediate effect. When revealed, must. So again, it's a mandatory effect. +1 P. So we get a political points. We get a political point. And we flip maneuver sur la devise, card 23, face up. Oh, that's this card over here. Right? That's this card. Yes. Card number 23. Right, so we have Maneuver sur la Devise. And I kind of like this card. It's interesting because it has like this battle information and the maneuver that is involved with this. And again, pronunciation is not my strong suit, so I don't want to butcher it too bad. But we get to flip this card up, which started face down. We get to flip it face up because this card came out and we got a political point. And then this card is removed from play. In the box it goes. I'm going to put the box. Where am I going to put the box? I should put the box out here. If I had some more room, I would put the box out here, but I don't have any room. If I put the box here, no. You do need to separate them because there are out of the game and then there are cards that are going to be discarded, and we don't want to get these confused. Just going to set these cards up there, hopefully out of the way. So that was card number 2. We're done. Boom. So we move on to card number 3. Does it have a dice roll thing on it? No, it doesn't. So we get to draw another card. This card is Army of the Interior. Immediate effect when revealed must plus 2p. Then remove this card from play. So we have 3 political points now. We have 3 political points. That's pretty good. This is out of play. So we've spent 3 cards. We move this up to 4. Then we roll and bring another card into play. The Treaty of Bastille. Bastille. Alright, so when revealed, must place in the current treaties section. And set Prussia to neutral. So we're going to take Prussia, set them to neutral. And then it has an ongoing effect. Prussia remains neutral until the beginning of EMD. So Russia remains neutral now until we become emperor. At the beginning of when we become an emperor, then we remove this card from play. So basically Prussia and Napoleon create a alliance, and they get this treaty, and so they're going to become neutral, and they will stay neutral until we go to EMD. Again, EMD is when we become emperor, and that's going to be a long time from now. So this is going to go into current treaties, so that goes right here. Alright, so that's card number 4. Card number 5. Boy, so far it seems pretty good. We got the Whiff of Grape Shot. Immediate effect when revealed. If Egyptian Campaign, card 43, is in play, discard this card with no effect. Otherwise, we must lose 2 glory and gain 3 political points. Well, we don't have any glory to lose, so the lowest you can always go is 0. So we're at 0 with glory, so we're just going to stay at 0, but we get plus 3 P's. So we're up to 6 political points, and then remove this card from play. So we got a Whiff of Grape Shot. If the Egyptian Campaign, card 43, is in play, we would discard this card and have no effect. So if we were in Egypt fighting, we wouldn't get this card. But because we're not in Egypt fighting, we lose 2 glory because we're not out there fighting. But we get 3 political points because Egypt likes us a little bit better because we're not there trying to take them over, I guess. Then remove this card from play. Most cards will be removed when play. Most cards will be that way. So there should have been on the board somewhere a discard pile, to be honest, or an out of play pile or something. It's driving me crazy. Then I'm like, all right, still going to drive me crazy. So that was card number 5. We go to, was that card 5? No, that was card, yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, so that was card number 5. So as soon as you get to 5 cards, you then move this up. When you go to 6, you have to roll the die. And if you roll 1, that's it. You don't do anything more this turn. If you don't roll 1, then you get another card. So we're going to get, either 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, or 12 cards. Once you get to 12, it's over. Doesn't matter what you roll. That'll be the last card you draw. So these are all on a play. All right, so we're gonna roll. If we don't roll 1, we will move on. We rolled a 2, but a 2 is not a 1, so we will move on. And we will draw card number 6. That card is Enemy Guns Campaign Modifier. When revealed, must place in campaign modifiers. This will be things that will come into play when you're doing your campaign. It would give us a -1 modifier on all our combat rolls, which is not good. Pluses are good for us. Minuses are bad. So anything with a minus is bad. So, yep, this one's going to go in the modifier box right there. And then we're going to move up to card number 7. Now it's a 1 or 2, and we don't get to draw anything. 1 or 2, and we don't get to draw a card. Time and Tactics, just got this in the mail from GMT a couple of days ago. I haven't had a chance to play it yet. I just got mine 2 hours ago. Well, no, it's true. 3 hours ago. No, it's 10 o'clock. 4 hours ago. I got it around 5 o'clock tonight. So, anyways, 1 or 2, and we don't get to do anything else. We rolled a 1. That's it. So, we don't get to draw any more cards. That phase is over, unfortunately. All right. We are now going to the campaign resolution phase. The campaign resolution phase will be right here. Well, you can see we don't have a campaign in there. So guess what? We ignore that phase. So we're not going to be going, Napoleon isn't going on a grand campaign. He's not going to try and take over Italy. He's not going to try to take over Spain. He's not going anywhere. He's not doing a campaign in 1793. So what we do though is we discard any of the campaign modifiers. These, I believe, and I'm going to check the rules, but I believe they get removed. Yeah, discard all campaign modifier cards and proceed to the diplomatic phase. Yes. So we're going to discard this. That is not removed from the game like these other cards. These cards have been removed from the game. We'll never see these cards again. This card gets discarded into a discard pile, which is going to be shuffled back into this deck here in the next phase. We're going to go to the diplomatic phase, which you only do if you are a emperor or you're a first doctrine, where you're neither. We're in the command phase. We then go to domestic politics, but we only do that again if we're emperor or first first consul. We are not. We're still commander. So we're going to go to the cleanup phase. In the cleanup phase, let me just double check and make sure there's nothing special we need to do in this phase. Cleanup phase. Let's just double check. We would flip this if we used it back over to unused. We didn't need to use it, so we don't need to flip it over. We're going to reset the admin and diplomacy marker back to 0. So the admin and diplomacy resources do not carry over from year to year. Political and glory do. So our A and our D reset, but our P and our G don't. And I wish they would have made like something on the counter to let you remind you of that, because that is a super, super important point. Okay, exception. In the first year of the commander deck, 1793, the admin marker is not reset. Oh. Wait, does that mean not now? First year of the commander deck. Right, okay. I think it's going to reset at the end of the year. I believe... see, I'm not 100% sure. In the first year of the command deck, 1793, the admin marker is not reset. So maybe it's not reset. We're going to leave that on 3. I could be wrong. Somebody will let us know in the comments section. That's the cleanup phase. We check to see if we're in the last year. We are not on the last year, obviously. So that is it. We just simply go up to the year setup phase. All right, so we're going to go to the year setup phase. And I'm just going through this quickly. Okay, so we advance the year marker. We're on 1794. Did we get to one of the positions on the board that add new cards? No. 1794 did not. We're going to get income. So we get plus 1A because of Napoleon. So plus 1A because of Napoleon. So we got 4A and we got 5. No, we got 6P over there. That's not too bad. We don't earn any other A, D, G, or P points. All right, and then we move on. Here we go. Oh, this resets your card draw back to 1. And that was the year setup. Card deck phase. So you're going to check and see if any cards are added. In our case, there isn't any. Then we're going to go to the card action phase. The one thing I need to check is to make sure none of these cards are taken out in 1793. Yeah, none of these cards are taken out in 1793. Now, I need to check when these cards get shuffled back in. I think that happens right now, but let me just double check. Okay, the card deck phase, which is this phase here. During this segment, you will check if any cards are in your discard pile or draw deck should be removed. You're going to check to see if they match the current year, blah, blah, blah. Yep, and I think these cards are then added back in. Okay, Alright, so then this card, we look, and yeah, it's boom, it just gets added back in, and then we shuffle our deck again, and we are ready to go for the next year in the card action phase. So the cards that go to your discard pile will keep coming back and back until eventually you play them. Alright. Don't forget to hit that like button if you guys are enjoying this. You want to see more Napoleon. We're probably going to get through a couple turns. It's already getting kind of late already, but we'll get through a couple years and see how it goes. See if I can keep us alive for a couple years. Alright, so there we go. Boom. Alright. Card action phase again. Here we go. Card number 1. Augustine Robespierre. Augustine Robespierre. When revealed, may place in politics. So this is a may, so we don't have to. It's got an ongoing effect. May choose to ignore one campaign or expedition per year. Discard without effect. Gain +2 die roll modifier on under arrest. Oh yeah, we definitely want this guy. Augustine Robespierre. Yeah, he's definitely coming. Alright, so that's card number 1. Boom. Card number 2. Diex. He's a commander. When revealed, must play in commanders. So that's right here. And then he gives us loyalty. He's a 4/10. He gives us a -1A to use him. So it costs us an administrative point to use him in a campaign. But he gives us a +1 die roll modifier in any of our combat rounds. Or he gives us a +3 die roll modifier in second combat round. Then we remove him from play. So we're definitely adding him. That is card number 2. Card number 3. Lyons. He's a commander as well. So we're going to place him in commanders. Same thing. Loyalty. It's going to cost us an administration point to use him. Give us a +1 die roll modifier in round 1 or a +2 in combat round number 2. So we got a couple commanders we can call to help us. That's good. Card number 4 is Artillery Expedition Italy. So this is an expedition. When revealed, you must immediately resolve an expedition with no supporting commanders. We simply roll a die. We roll 1 to 5, it's a failure. 6 to 10 is success, and we're going to get +5 glory. So 6 to 10 would be super good for us. 6 to 10, come on. Again, this is a die that did not come in the box. This is my fancy dancy special die. Come on, fancy dancy special die. Gives us an 8. That's going to be 6 to 10 is a success. That's going to give us +5 G. That's 5 glory. And don't forget, we can... Napoleon gets... hang on a second. Turn face up at the end of any campaign or expedition if you have 5 or more G. Yes, so we get to flip this up immediately. As soon as we hit 5G, we hit 5G because we have the Artillery Expedition into Italy. And so now we are going to get +2A every year. Whoa, yeah. So I'm replacing the +1A with the +2A. Nice. All right, that was card number 4. This then gets removed. But that was a good card. Card number 5. Infantry Verde. Campaign. Oh, here we go. Infantry Verdi. When revealed, must place in campaign if empty. Otherwise, discard immediately. So if you already have a campaign, you can't do a second campaign. So this one looks like a campaign. So this is going to be rough. This is going to be rough because this is a bad campaign. Because even if we're victorious, which we're going to show you how that happens in a minute, we lose 3 glory and we get 2 prestige. If we are defeated in this campaign, we still only lose 3 glory. So we're going to lose 3 glory one way or the other. So not a great campaign. Infantry Verdi. I'm sure. So that was our 5th card. Oof. So card number 6. Again, we have to roll the die. If we roll 1, we don't even get to draw anything. We rolled a 2. Woo, we're okay. We get to draw. Uh-oh, it's a writing accident. That doesn't sound good. Immediate effect when revealed. Advance the card draw track and reveal the next card. Then discard it unless it is an Austrian, Britain, Prussian, or Russian card. Discard it unless it is an Austria, Britain, Prussia, or Russia card. It's a campaign card. Capturing a general. This is a campaign modifier, though. So, is this a Austria, Britain, Prussia, or Russia card? No. So we discard this card. Then remove this card from play. If writing accident is drawn as the final card drawn during the card action phase, it remains active and is played. If writing accident is drawn as the final card drawn during the card action phase, it remains active and is played during the first applicable card draw in the following year. Then remove this card from play. If writing accident is drawn as the final card drawn during the card action phase. I'm assuming that means if you draw it as like card 12, you can't draw another card. If that's the case, then you'd follow this. So then this card is removed. I think once we get to that, we ignore the rest of this. That's the way I'm playing it. So it advances us down the track. We draw a card. As long as it's not Austria, Britain, Prussia, or Russia, we're going to discard that card, which we did. And then we lose this card. And now, when we move the thing up, it's going to be on to turn 8. And it's a 1, 2, or 3. We don't get to draw a card. And it's a 2, so that's it. It turns over. Ugh. Bummer. I was really hoping. Okay. Combat resolution phase. So now comes to the combat resolution phase. So this whole phase is a big, fat, lot of thing for nothing, really, to be honest. It's a lot of text and it's a lot of stuff, but it's very simple. all you're trying to do is you're trying to assign commanders so that you get a good result from your fight. You're going to assign commanders for that. You're going to get a die roll modifier from them. You're going to adjust your die roll modifier up or down based upon all of your things that you have going on. In our case, do we have any campaign modifiers? We don't have any campaign modifiers, so we don't have to worry about them. What I'm going to do is, for our first campaign here, we will... Alright, we're going to go through, not step by step, but we're going to basically follow the rules in the campaign resolution phase. So, is the campaign box empty? No, it's not empty. We're going to go through a campaign then. Ah, really? Okay, got it. The first thing we're going to do is assign commanders. So, you are going to take any and all commanders that you want to assign to your campaign. Do we want to assign both of these guys? Do we want to assign just one of them? Whatever. We're going to... Of course, it costs A to use these guys. A is our administrative points. We do have some A's, so we're going to use our A's. And we're going to assign both of these guys. Why not? So the current campaign is going to be Infantry Verdine. Alright, so that is our current campaign. Our campaign modifiers would be here. We don't have any. We're going to assign both of these commanders. It shows you what it's going to cost us. Minus 1A to use this guy. Minus 1A to use this guy. So we lose 2A. We're going to bring in these guys. And even if you don't use them, you still bring them over, because at the end of the battle, you're going to roll for every single one of your leaders and find out if they were wounded or killed. And they will be removed, put back in your deck, and you're going to have to cycle them through your deck. Okay, so that's the first thing. You're going to assign commanders, and there's all this information that I basically just went over with you. You're going to assign your commanders. You're going to spend your whatever the resources are on them to spend them. If you don't have the resources, you can't bring them over here. And even if you don't bring them in and assign them, you still have to use the commanders, because you're going to be rolling for them. Alright, Spanish Ulcer Expedition only. There's a bunch of rules on that we can ignore because we're not doing that one. I don't think we are. Alright, it is possible that a campaign might take multiple combat rounds to resolve. Remember when we looked at these guys earlier, and each of these guys give us a +1 bonus on the first round of combat. This guy gives us a +2 on gives us a +1 die roll modifier in any combat round, or he gives us a +2 die roll modifier on the first round of combat. So we're going to use this guy for the first round of combat, and then this guy gives us a +3 die roll modifier in the second round of combat. So you want to have leaders, or you're hoping to have leaders, that will help you in case you don't win the fight right off the bat. If you don't win the fight right off the bat, you want a leader or somebody that's going to help you. So, alright. So, Alright, for each round of combat, decide which commander you'd like to use and put them in the used commander box. So he's going to go into the used commander box. Lanais. Oh, wait a minute. Let me think about this. Hang on. So it's a +1 die roll modifier in any combat round, or he gets us a +2 die roll modifier in the first combat round, then we remove him from play. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give him, I'm just going to use his basic power, +1 die roll modifier. Boom. So we get a +1 to our die roll. Now remember, this fight is a bad fight for us, because even if we win, we're still going to lose glory. The only thing we're basically going to get out of this is 2 P points, 2 political points. Because even if we defeat it, we're going to lose 3 glory. We just don't get the 2 political points. So this is a bad fight for us. All right. Then we can add strategy and tactics cards. Remember these cards down here in the corner? We have this one, which allow us to Napoleon lead, which will give us a +3 die roll modifier. There is a chance he can be killed. And then there's this one here, which gives us a +1 die roll modifier in the first combat round of each campaign. Cannot be used with the Polish campaign, retreats from Russia, or Russia. So we're going to use this and give us another +1 die roll modifier. I don't think we're going to risk Napoleon for this campaign. It's not worth it, to be honest. Okay, so that is adding our strategy and tactics cards. You can add as many from those as you want. Obviously, you have to follow the rules of the card. Cannot be used with the Polish campaign, which is card 151. Retreat from Russia, which is card 154. Or Russia, which is 155. We're not obviously doing that. We're doing card number 8. So +1 for Lanais, +1 for our maneuver sur les derrières. Something like that. Okay. You're going to check other cards on the table because some of them might give you bonuses or penalties if you're fighting certain countries. In our case, I don't think any of that's going to apply. So we'll move on. Some cards have a campaign modifiers box. List effects that provide a die roll modifier. In our case, this card, this campaign does not, that I can see, have any kind of modifier. Okay. So then we simply are going to do something like roll the dice. And we want high. Higher is better. And again, this 0 is a 10. That is the highest. So we would like a 0. And again, this is my dice that did not come in the game because I'm not a big fan of the dice that came in the game. All right. Come on now. Get us something good. And I rolled a 1. Well, 1 plus 2 is 3. You can look at the combat resolution table. A 3 means it's a bloody stalemate. A stalemate means we will go to the next round and try to complete it. A bloody means you take one of these bloody results, like this, right? And you would add it to our sequence of play area, I think it is. And because people are, maybe it's added up here. I forget where you add it. I'll have to look. But you add it somewhere because people are not happy when a whole bunch of people get killed for no reason. Doesn't make people very happy. But remember, we have Napoleon's Luck. Napoleon's Luck will allow you to re-roll a die once per year. I want to use it right now. So instead of a 1, we're going to try something and maybe try to get something a little bit better than a 1. Come on now. There's an 8. Plus 2 is a 10. 10 or more is a victory. All right, so it is over right off the bat. There's no second round of combat. The only reason you would need to go in the second round is if you do a stalemate. And that is a 3, 4, 5, or 6 result. Then it'll go on to the next round, and the next round, and the next round. Every round you roll a stalemate. Okay. Compare the die roll with the table. If it's a victory or defeat, move on to the next step. So after combat resolves in a victory or defeat, you must check for commander casualties. For each commander in the assigned and used boxes, roll a die. On a 1 or 2, discard the card. So we're going to check to see if Lyonnaise was injured. On a 1 or 2, he is. That's a 10. He's fine. We're going to check for Jason. We're going to check 1 or 2. He's a 1. So he gets put in the discard. He's going to have to cycle through the deck before we can get him again to kind of simulate that he was wounded in battle and needs time away, and then he'll finally come back. Some guys will actually say on there, I know there's one guy, I don't know if some guys, I know there's one character that if he is wounded, instead he's killed. Just make sure you read and make sure that the person you're looking at doesn't have that text on it. I forget the person's name, but one of the commanders, instead of being wounded, he's killed. He's just outright dead, and then you remove him out of the game. But he's gone. It even says here, there are a few commanders with unique casualty instructions printed on their card and may be killed and removed from the game instead. After checking for casualties, reap your rewards. Well, our rewards are a whopping -3G and +2P. So our glory is down to 2 and our P's are up to 8. Because we had a victory. Then this is removed from the game. This is going to come back to commanders. This comes back over here. So it says here, resolve any other unresolved cards in the current campaign box. Return the commander's card to their card box. Remove any cards that were removed when played. Discard any cards that were played but not removed. And that is that. So it's a big to-do over basically all this text and trying to figure out. All you're trying to do is get your die roll modifiers up so you can roll a high number on the chart and have a victory and get your victory results. It's certainly a lot more effort and work than it should be for something as simple as roll on a chart to get a result. It's I don't know. They made a big to-do over it. It's a big to-do over nothing. All right. So that was our campaign resolution phase. Diplomatic phase, again, we only do that if we're Emperor or First Console. Diplomatic phase, same thing. Cleanup phase, What do we do in the cleanup phase again? Let's just double check that. I want to make sure we don't miss that. Right. We would flip any current face down trainees. You flip face up. You flip this marker over. We get our marker back, which is good. You reset your A and D markers. Back to 0. You don't reset your P or Gs, which we won't certainly do that. Then we check for the end of the year. If not, we start another game year. So that's going to come up there. Of course, we don't have to use the bloody one because we didn't get that result anymore. We re-rolled it, so everything, that first dice roll where we rolled a bloody stalemate, we re-rolled that, so obviously we don't have to worry about that. All right, so we're now going into 1795. 1796 is a big year. There's a bunch of cards that'll come in. 1795 is just a normal year, so nothing special. We're not adding a bunch of cards. We're going to take any cards that are in our discard pile, shuffle those in. We're going to reset our card draw back up. We do get 2 A's because we are now General Bonaparte. So we get 2 A's because we are General Bonaparte. And we're going to shuffle this back up. And we're going to do one more year for you guys here. I think we got time for another year. Are you guys ready for another year? I think you're ready. You get the flow of the game down. It's not too bad at all, my friends. You can do this. Time and tactics, you can do this. I have complete faith in you, my friend. It's not that bad, especially after you watch me do a few turns. Hopefully I'm not messing it up too badly for you guys, because that would be kind of embarrassing if I did that. Ooh. Again, I'm not saying we're doing everything 100% perfect. Look in the comments section down below just to make sure that, I didn't miss anything, or some of the rules. Like, the one thing I have a question on already, and I'm not 100% sure we did right, is in the first year of the Commander deck, 1793, the admin marker is not reset. So does that mean it's not reset at the end of the year or at the beginning of the year? It doesn't say, and I'm not 100% sure if we should have had. I didn't reset it. Should I have reset it? I'm not 100% sure. It's just page 17 of the rule booklet. If you have any thoughts or questions about that. All right. Card deck. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We reset this. We got our 2A administrative points for being General Bonaparte. Now, obviously, this is just the prelude to his life here. We only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. We still have 21 cards that we haven't seen. That's not true. There's 2 of these cards we have seen, so there's still 19 cards we haven't seen. And so you might not see all the cards. You're not playing all the cards because next year we're going to be getting a whole bunch of new cards added to the deck. So some of these cards are going to be removed. In fact, if you go through this right now, it tells you like this card here is removed when it's played or in 1794. Well, we're in 1795, so this card is removed. Because it's not going to be played. Same thing with this one. 1794. We're not in 1794 anymore. So we're going to be removing a few cards. Here's another one, 1794. There you go. So we got 3 cards that we would remove from the game. Because it's now 1795. And so if there's any 1795 cards at the end of this year, they will be removed. But in 1796, there's going to be a huge stack of cards. Oh, there's also, if card number 29 gets played, card number 29, if card number, let's see what card number 29, that's this one. If this card gets played, yeah, okay, it does tell you, add these cards to your deck and shuffle, blah, 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 blah. Okay, all right, I just want to make sure. Because there are cards that rely on other cards, or prerequisites for other cards, or there'll be cards that will remove other cards out of your deck. You have to keep on track on that. Otherwise, you will end up having cards that shouldn't be played when they should be played. Or, you know, should be taken out when and not played. And if you don't do that, you'll forget. So, this is one of these games, it's going to take you a little while to get used to what card numbers. Like it'll say when card 26 is played. Well, you don't know what card 26 is until you actually see it a few times. Then you're going to go, oh, that's the Napoleon blah, blah, blah card. Oh, yeah, when that card's played. All right, here we go. Card action face. Here we go. Card 1. Boom. Oh, it's our guy again. Here we go. He came back. He was only lightly wounded. Card 2. Boom. Ooh, okay. So capturing a general when revealed. So these are the 2 cards that I shuffled into the deck. We got them right back. This is going to be placed in a campaign modifier. After resolving the campaign, we're going to roll, and we might get some extra glory if we capture a general. That would be cool. So we need a campaign for this, though. Card 3. Napoleon the Spy. When revealed, if Robespierre fall, card 29, has been played, I get -1 political point. Otherwise, +1 political point. Then roll a die. So, Robespierre fall, card 29, that has not been played. Let's just double check that that card has not been, card 28, 25, no, it has not been played. So, if it had been played, I get -1 political point. Otherwise, +1 political points. We're going to go up to 9. We're up to 9. Now we're going to roll a die. If we roll 1, bad things are going to happen. If we roll a 2 to 10, no effect. Then we remove this card. So basically, we don't want to see a single digit thing. I don't want to say it because the die will hear me and it'll roll exactly what. So remember, we do have Napoleon's luck. We can re-roll this if we wanted to. Now, what we have to do is we have to lose 5 glory or 2 political points. Otherwise, Napoleon is captured and the game ends. So we could just end the game right now and call it an episode. But It seems anticlimactic, doesn't it? Do we use our one and only roll to re-roll it? Or do I just... We could just lose 2p. We got plenty of p's. We don't have 5 g's. So we could just lose the 2 g's. I am. That's a terrible roll. You know what? We're gonna use it. We're gonna re-roll because I don't want to lose anything. There's a 4. All right, there we go. And then this card is removed from play. All right, so we re-rolled. So now, danger, danger, Will Robinson. We don't have a re-roll anymore. Card 4. Robespierre Fall. This is card 29. Here it is. This is the card it was just talking about. Remove card 20. Augustin Robespierre. No, that's this guy. Oh no. When revealed, remove Augustin Robespierre. No, we remove him. Remove Augustin Robespierre. Remove. So that must mean like out of the game. Then immediately add cards 54 to 63 to the deck and shuffle all current campaign modifiers. No, our good campaign modifier. No, I don't want to. This is a bad card. I'm not a very big fan of this. So again, there's going to be these separator cards. Card 29, or when we get to first console, these are cards 54 to 63. We're going to immediately add those to the deck and shuffle in all current campaign modifiers, which is this one. The current campaign card and the discard pile are not shuffled in. Okay, I don't think we had any. We didn't have any campaigns, and we didn't have anything in the discard pile. I don't believe. Do we have anything in the discard pile? I don't think we did. Remove Augustin Robespierre, then remove. Then immediately add cards 54 to 63 to the deck and shuffle in all current campaign modifiers. The current campaign cards and the discard pile are not shuffled in. Then remove Robespierre Fall. And I'm not a big fan of that card at all. Nope. And we've used up our reroll, so that's not good. We do have a new set of cards. I don't know if these are going to be good cards or bad cards, but I'm scared now. I'm very scared. Alright, that was card 4. Card 4 was not a good card. Going on to card 5, it is Desiree Clary, wife. When revealed, you may either discard or place in wife. If no card is there, we don't have a wife. There's our wife spot. Then we roll a die. 1 to 7, she breaks the engagement. We lose some glory and remove this card from play. 8 to 10, she becomes your wife. We roll again and check below. And she can try to give us a legitimate son, which would give us some glory, and we would place a legitimate son token on the Isle Napoleon board. So, we will put her there. We will roll. We need to roll an 8 to 10, or she calls off the wedding, and there is no wedding. 8, 9, or 10. No. We have no reroll, so it's it. That's it. She calls off the wedding. This card is removed from play. Boo, no wife for us. That was card 5. We go to card 6. We need to not roll 1 to draw it. Uh-oh, Tattlerind. There's a Tattlerind spot, as you probably have noticed. When revealed, we'll place this in Tattlerind. In the effect, income, we get plus 1D per year while first consul or emperor. Trigger effect, when Brommeyer, number 47, is played, you may pay minus 1A to gain a plus 2 die roll modifier to the Brommerine roll. So, okay. So he's going to go there. We go up to card 7. It's a 1 or 2. We do not roll. We do not. We're okay. We'll get to boom. Marat is a commander. We're going to place this in our commanders. He gives us a minus 2G to use him, or minus 1A if King of Naples, plus 2 die roll modifier any one combat round. So Marat, we can add him if we want. We go to 8. We not roll 1, 2, or 3. We roll the 1. That is it. All right. We go diplomatic phase. No diplomatic phase. Go to politics. No politics. I'm sorry. We go to campaign resolution phase. There is no campaign. Once again. Then we diplomats. Domestic. Then we go to cleanup phase. Cleanup phase, we get this back. We would get rid of all of our modifiers, but that was taken away from us anyways. And now, year setup phase. So we're going to, here's a big one. I, Napoleon. So there are cards 35 to 53, but we also place immediately cards 46, 48, and 51. What you can do is look at the back of these cards and find the ones that have the different back, because these are going to be the ones that we're going to place immediately. So, just Joseph Fawcett. First consul or emperor, we get minus 2 glory and plus 1 P per year. So, let's see here. So we're going to place in potential treaties. Place in potential treaties. Face up when added in 1796. And we placed it face up. Okay. Then we have the commander. Place in potential campaigns, face up when added in 1796. Potential campaigns. Not sure where that is. Potential campaigns. Place in potential campaigns, face up. Place in Minister of Police when added in 1796. May -1A to reinstitute face up during the existing card play segment. So this comes into Minister of Police, face down. We can spend 1A to flip it up. And we would get Joseph Fawcett. And on this one, place in potential campaigns. Alright. Potential campaigns. There's campaigns. I don't know why it would be potential campaigns. It says, when played, immediately resolve another campaign resolution phase. Campaign effects. Maximum 2 commanders, which must come from those used in Egyptian campaign. Plus -2 die roll modifier in all combat rounds. I am not sure what to do about this card, to be honest. I'm just not 100% sure. Potential campaigns. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. Potential campaign and potential treaty. Campaigns or treaties that are available for... Oh, that's... Oh, right. Okay, over here. Okay, all right. Yeah. Now I remember. What's over here? There are potential treaties and potential campaigns that you will put the cards over here on if it's a treaty or a campaign. And there'll be cards that'll be added to your deck which will reference potential campaigns. And so this will be face up or face down. Place in potential campaigns face up. Alright, so it's going to be face up. So this is going to be... So basically, if the Egyptian campaign card 43 comes out, it's probably going to reference this card, and we're going to do something in Egypt and Syria. So we will have this potentially happening to us sometime soon. Now I remember. Yes, I remember. Remembering is good. Remembering is great. Alright, so that was our 1796. You're going to have, again, card 46, 48, and 51 ready to go. You're going to have cards 35 to 53, which are all these cards here. We're going to shuffle those into our deck. We are going to get 2 A's. So our A's would reset to 0, and then we would get 2 more. So our A's would go to 0, and then we would get 2 because we have 2 for being General Bonaparte. Okay. So we got Talleyrand out, we got General Bonaparte, we got Lannes, Desaix, Marat, the Treaty of Versailles, and we got the Treaty of Campo Formio. We also have Bonaparte leads. We have Maneuver sur les Diers. We have the Syrian campaign potential card. We have a whole bunch of cards in our deck now that can be all kinds of crazy, good, bad, I don't know, just all kinds of things that are going to cause problems. We currently have 9 political points. We only have 2 glory points. We had at 1.5, but we lost 3 winning a campaign. Yes, we lost 3 to win our campaign with that ridiculous campaign. Anyways, that is I, Napoleon, from 1793 to 1796. We'll start that next time in part 2. Any thoughts, comments, questions, suggestions? Again, look in the comments section down below to make sure if somebody had played this and sees something that we forgot to do or we didn't do correctly or we missed something. Let us know in the comments section down below because I want everyone to have a good idea and I will learn for myself so I can mention it next episode. Thanks everyone. Have a great night. Thanks for watching. I'm Napoleon by Ted Raicer and GMT Games. We'll see you next time for part 2. Until then, my friends, take care of yourselves and remember, we'll see you all down the line. Bye for now.